Hi, my name is Dan Brixis, and this is my visual presentation for Business 220. Today, I'm going to be talking about why The Dark Knight Rises was such a terrible film. Now, a lot of people get mad at me when I say this, but let's bear with me. We'll go on this journey together to find out why exactly The Dark Knight Rises was such a terrible film. The first couple points I want to bring up is the villain's backstory, Bane. Where did he come from? I'm also going to talk about Bruce Wayne's retirement. Is he really going to stay away from being the Batman forever? Is he just going to stay in Europe, or is he going to come back and help John Blake as Robin or Batman? And finally, will John Blake actually do a good job at donning the cape and cowl? Will he become, in fact, a successful Batman? The first point I'd like to talk about is Bane's backstory. Where does he come from? Of course, in the film they talk about how he was raised in a prison, but was he educated in a prison as well? In the comic books, Bane is a formidable foe of Batman, and in fact one of the only people to have successfully deduced Batman's identity as Bruce Wayne. Bane in the movies, I'm really not sure where he got his education from, but he was able to quote nuclear physics and Half-Life. I'm not quite too sure where he got that information from. I also wasn't sure what kind of injury he sustained that made it so he had to constantly have this gas pumped into his body. On top of that, where does he get his strength and nourishment from? If he's not able to eat food, how can he build muscle? How can he exercise properly if he's not able to nourish his body? He's not able to drink water. We're never shown that during the movie at all. I'd also like to talk about Bruce Wayne's retirement. Do you really think that Bruce Wayne will be able to stay away from the cape and cowl for very long? I don't think so. Bruce Wayne came out of an 8-year retirement, as you recall in the beginning of the film, just so that he could become Batman. The first major threat that came to Gotham City was Bane, and after 8 years of not being Batman, Bruce Wayne says, you know what? It might be a good idea for me to come back, put on my cape and cowl, and start fighting crime again. And look where that got him, a broken back. I don't think that Bruce Wayne's going to be able to stay in Europe for very long, holding off some disguise that, hey, he's Bruce Wayne, he's not going to be Batman anymore. Bruce Wayne needs to be Batman. He has a huge hero complex. He needs to save Gotham. Gotham is his city. He's the Prince of Gotham, and he needs to save it. People may not know that Bruce Wayne is Batman, but Bruce Wayne knows that he needs to save Gotham as much as Gotham needs him. Now also John Blake as Robin. This was kind of something that struck the chord with me pretty hardcore. I'm a hardcore Batman fan. I grew up on the TV show, the animated TV show. I've read the comics. I have the graphic novels. To me, Robin's been only one of 5 people. He's been Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Carrie Kelly, Tim Drake, and Damian Wayne. John Blake doesn't really fit into the description as Robin, yet they kind of shoehorned him in at the end of the movie when that lady said to him, you should use your Christian name as Robin. And when I was watching in the movie theaters, that got everybody gasping and cheering around me, but I was severely disappointed. First of all, John Blake is just he's just a cop, and he fights for Gotham City Police Department. He has basic self-defense training at best. So when he's squaring off toe-to-toe against Batman's main villains, he's not going to be able to last too long. Second, he doesn't have any sort of detective training like Batman does. Batman is able to investigate a crime scene, preserve the evidence, and leave no evidence that he was there at all. I don't think John Blake will be able to do that. On top of that, John Blake doesn't have the experience and skills that Batman has. Batman is a ninja, and he trained with the best to become a master of deception and a ninja that's never there at the crime scene. John Blake, I don't think he'll be able to do that. So I think that this movie could have been a lot better. They could have explained Bane's story as a villain, his backstory. They could have maybe shown Bruce Wayne training John Blake as Robin, and John Blake could have been a better sidekick as Robin if they just called him Dick Grayson or Timothy Drake or however you want to say it. A lot of wasted potential in my opinion. I really think that this film could have been a lot better, especially with the choice of villain that they chose with Bane. So are there any questions? If so, please comment on my thread for the discussion board. I'll be happy to answer. Comments, concerns, complaints, I'll be happy to hear them all. Just if you want to talk comic books with me, that's fine as well. My sources, I got my picture from Google and superherohype.com. And alrighty then.